everyone, and welcome to myself and my daughter Sam's new channel. This is the Gluten Gurus, and basically what this channel is about is the whole gluten and the celiac disease part of gluten. And we're going to be going into gluten-free stuff. We're going to be having chats and talking about the whole celiac disease and anything around that's based around it. But we're going to be doing recipes, and we're going to be sharing with you, the viewers, our recipes and showing you how it is possible as someone who suffers from celiac disease that you can enjoy food, which is something my daughter Sam did struggle with when she got diagnosed with celiac disease. And she did struggle a bit at first, didn't you, Sam?
Yeah, it was really difficult at first. Obviously, I'd never heard of it, so it was a completely foreign thing to me. And you just think you can't have anything to eat. You can't eat anything.
I think the problem is as well that you've got a lot of restaurants, fast food chains that simply just don't cater for gluten-free. And you eat a lot at home now. You don't eat as much takeaways, do you?
Yeah, this country is reliant on gluten, and it's surprising when you look into things how much we actually eat that contains gluten in it.
So yeah, as you see, there is a problem with the whole nation really recognising this, and so we're going to make it easier for you. And we're going to help you out. If any of you suffer from celiac disease and you're gluten intolerant, please by all means drop us a comment below and let us know your thoughts on it, and even make some suggestions. We're open to suggestions for recipes, for ideas, or even topics to talk about. So yeah, this is the first episode, and today we're going to do you a nice little chicken dish. Well, the thing is, as I've said, a lot of fast food restaurants don't cater for gluten-free and for celiac disease. So, as we've said, you're going to get a lot of fast food restaurants that don't cater for the gluten-free and the celiacs. So, we're going to change that, and we're going to give you something. Well, we're basically going to give you our own Kentucky Fried Chicken, popcorn chicken. And we're going to show you from start to finish, and this lovely recipe. It's going to be nice and tasty. Enjoy. So for this recipe you are going to need the following items. You're going to need some salt, and what we've got here is some Cornish salt. These are actually flakes, but I think they're nicer. I think they they'll dissolve nice, and I think they're just more aesthetically nicer looking. We have got gluten-free plain white flour. Now, obviously, it's got to be gluten-free. This is one of the only items really in this recipe that it has to be separate. You can't just use any plain flour. It's got to be gluten-free. Now, gluten-free items can be quite expensive. This one was actually from Morrison's, from the shelves on the Free From range, and luckily this was £1.95. I got quite a reduction on it, and it didn't say the original price, but yeah, we've got a reduction on that, so we've got a bit of a bargain there. You're going to need ground pepper. We've got black ground pepper. You can use white, but white is stronger. It's got more of a kick to it. Next we have got paprika. Paprika's a nice spice. It's quite earthy. You can get smoked paprika. You could possibly use smoked paprika in this recipe, but for now we're just sticking with the normal paprika. Next we've got garlic powder or garlic granules. Everybody loves garlic. Nobody likes the smell of garlic on other people's breath, but yeah, everybody loves garlic, and that's a must. Next we have got mustard powder. Now, I couldn't find any mustard powder, so we're using mustard seeds. We're going to use this pestle and mortar to grind them down, and that's as ground powder. So yeah, sometimes you've got to do a bit of manual labour. Next we've got thyme, dried thyme, a nice herb, quite a popular one as well. Next we've got oregano, or as Americans say, oregano. We Brits, we call it oregano. And then we've got ground ginger. Again, I don't know if you could possibly use fresh ginger. You'd have to chop it up really fine, but we're going with ground ginger on this recipe. We need 2 eggs. We've just got large free-range eggs, the Morrison's own brand. And then we've got 2 chicken breasts. Again, these are from Morrison's Savers. Nothing wrong with the Savers range, to be honest. You know, look at those, they're fine. They're going to do just the job. You know, and they're a lot cheaper. So there we have it. That is our ingredients for this recipe. So without further ado, let's get into preparing it.
Right, we begin by dicing the chicken into small cubes. And just making sure that they're roughly around popcorn sized. So now we have our 2 chicken breasts cut into popcorn shaped style chunks.
So like I said, we need to grind down our mustard seeds, and we need half a tablespoon of mustard seeds. So that's roughly about that much, maybe a little bit more, about that much. And what we're going to do, we're basically going to use this pestle and mortar, and we're going to grind those down. As you can see, it's grinding it into a nice fine powder. And that's going to give the popcorn chicken a little bit of a kick. As you can see, down to a powder.
So we've measured out 150 grams of the plain gluten-free white flour. So we're now going to mix all the dry ingredients into a small bowl.
So first off, we've got our ground mustard powder, which we ground down in the pestle and mortar. Put that in first. Then you want half a tablespoon of the ground pepper. So just half a tablespoon. Put that in with it. Then we have got the paprika. And for that we want 2 tablespoons. So quite a bit of paprika in this. I'll just measure that out. So that's 1. A little bit thin there on top. We'll add a little bit extra for this one. And that's 2. So that's your paprika. Next we have got the garlic powder. And for that it's not as much. It's just half a teaspoon of the powder or granules. Can be quite strong canned garlic powder, so garlic itself is quite strong. So there we go, half a teaspoon of the garlic. Next we are putting in the thyme, the dried thyme, and for that we want 1 teaspoon. So a teaspoon, just sprinkle it on, roughly, pop that in. Next we have got our oregano, and for that we want half a teaspoon, so not as much as the thyme, roughly that. And then we have got our ground ginger, and we want 1 teaspoon. So sprinkle, it's quite clumpy, it's a new jar, so 1 teaspoon of ground ginger. And then of course we've got a salt, which again is 1 teaspoon of salt. It's got a nice crunch to that salt, nice big flakes. and we'll pop that in. So then it's just a case of mixing that up. We're mixing all these dried herbs and spices, and that's going to be basically your coating for the popcorn chicken. Look how lovely that is. Nice colour to it. That paprika is making it, and that, well, combined it's making it an orangey colour. So there you go. That is now our dry spice and herb mixture ready. So next, you want your 2 eggs, and you're going to crack them open and just beat them slightly. Now Sam's doing that now. You're using all the egg, both the white and the yolk. And like I said, just going to beat that slightly. That's basically going to be your mixture to dip the chicken pieces in before you put it into the spice mixture. And then once you've mixed all your spice mixture together, what we're going to do then is we're going to add it to the 150 grams of flour. Just bob it in like that, and then we're just going to mix it up. Just mix it all together. There, and as you can see, it has gone like off-white. It's like a, you know, an orange tint to it. So you know that is more all mixed in, nice, and it's ready for your chicken to be dipped in once we've dipped it into the egg. So one thing we didn't mention, we can actually make a dip for this popcorn chicken. Now, this is optional. You don't have to use this dip. You can even just, you know, if you want to use sauce, your own sauces that you know are gluten-free from the supermarket, that's fair enough. But we're going to make a garlic dip, and we're going to show you the ingredients of what we need. So, firstly, you're going to need some natural yogurt. Now, again, we're just using the Savers, the Morrison's own cheap brand. It's fine, there's nothing wrong with it. Fortunately, you can't really get any smaller tubs than that. So we're hardly going to use anything out of that, but luckily it was cheap. You're going to need some mayonnaise. And again, we're using Morrison's own brand mayonnaise. You're going to need 1 bulb of garlic, 1 clove of garlic I should say, rather than a bulb. You don't need a full bulb. Some chives. Now these are optional. They're just going to add a little bit of colour to the dip. But we got these cheap. They're on the reduced. So yeah, we thought why not add these into the dip as well. So basically, and we're going to need a bit of pepper and a bit of salt, just seasoning to taste. So we want 50 ml of the yogurt, 50 ml of the mayonnaise, a pinch of salt, pinch of pepper, and 1 tablespoon of the chives. So let's show you preparing it all and mixing it up. So we have mixed the yogurt and the mayonnaise together. We put it in the bowl. Now we need is chives. We don't need many, just need a few, and we're going to chop them up nice and finely. Don't even have to be that fine really. You can even have it as coarse as you like, the chives, but they do give off a lovely aroma. The chives are really nice. Nice dressing as well, like a nice garnish. That's what I'm after. So I'll put those in with the mayonnaise and the yogurt mixture. So that is in. Next we need the garlic. So I've took the skin off it. You're supposed to crush this. We haven't got a garlic crusher to hand, unfortunately, so I'm just going to chop this finely. And then what I'm going to do, I'm just going to give it a squash like that. Give it a bit more of a chop. and then another squash. Release that aroma of the garlic. Again, just give it another chop. Get them, chop them up nice and fine. Bob them into the mixture. Scrape as much into the mixture as we can. And then, like I said, we just need a bit of garnish. Just a little bit of salt. And a little bit of pepper, just a pinch. That's all you need. Then, we're going to mix that up and give it a good mix. And that is all there is to it for your garlic dip. Everything's mixed up in there, and that's lovely. As you can see, that's ready for the dip. So now it is time to get cooking the chicken.
Right, so I'm just going to put all the chicken chunks into the egg and make sure they're coated in the egg completely, as much as you can.
Just to jump in here, while you're doing this, you can get your pan with the oil in. You want a decent amount of oil that is, you know, it's going to cover half the chicken at least. You can always flip it around. Get that nice and hot, and then, like our Sam's just done, she's mixed all that chicken in with the egg. That's going to give it a coating for the flour to stick to. So we are now ready. So from the coated chicken, from the egg into the flour mixture, the spice mixture, and then from there into as hot oil. And basically you're just repeating that for all the chicken cubes, and you want to space them out, so don't put them right next to each other. That's how I'm doing that nicely. Just coating. That oil's getting nice and hot, and we're just repeating the process. And then, like I said, get all the chicken pieces into the pan.
Right, so now it's all cooked. You've seen how it looked, you've seen how it's done. So let's give it a try. And that is nice. Very flavourful, and you wouldn't even know it's gluten free.
My turn now. We've been looking forward to this. It looks absolutely delicious. We've got it nice and golden. It's fried up lovely, and we've got us dip. Our Sam, as you've just seen, she's given it the thumbs up. I'm gonna have to taste that. Look at that. Beautiful, absolutely gorgeous. The batter is so light, it just melts in your mouth, and that's the difference, I think, with the gluten-free flour. Oh, it just melts. It is delicious. I can really recommend this recipe to you all. Gotta try it. So there you have it. That is gluten-free popcorn chicken. Better than KFC. What do you think, Sam?
Yeah.
Absolutely lovely, and that garlic dip has complemented it perfectly. bear in mind, you don't have to use a frying pan, you don't have to fry the chicken. You can use an air fryer, can't you?
Yeah.
You have done something similar before?
Yeah, it works just as well in the air fryer, if not just a little more crispy. So if you like it crispier, you know, the air fryer is brilliant for that. Also, if you want to use less oil, the air fryer is great for that too.
Yeah, I mean, we put just enough oil in the frying pan to like cover half the chicken, and then we just flipped it over. We could have maybe even used less oil, couldn't we, Sam?
Yeah.
But you know, these are things that you can alter and adapt for your own recipes. And in fact, if you do go and do that recipe, please let us know if you liked it. Let us know what you think, and if you adapted it in any way, if you added anything, you know, and made it even better, please let us know, and we can even do a revision video and come back to that and try that. But anyway, that is it for the first episode. We hope you enjoyed it, and like I said, try the recipe, give it a go yourself, and until the next episode, when we'll do something that's a little bit different, thank you all for watching. Please like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell, so just so you don't miss any of our videos in the future. But yeah, until then, from myself and my daughter Samantha, see you next time.